Hey up all, I'm Propagandist and you're watching some more RWBY Let's Watch Volume 5. So, remember of course in the last episode we looked at episode 6, when quite a few things actually of interest happened in that particular episode. So, let's just, kind of give sort of a summary by way of a recap of things that actually happened. So, of course, Crow has been going around Mistral, trying to get help from huntsmen and huntresses to help with finding the Spring Maiden, but is finding very little success. And so I think that Crow, to an extent, may be kind of cottoning on to the fact that something is amiss here, and that perhaps someone has been interfering, namely Leo, though I don't know, obviously, if he suspects Leo at all just yet. Of course, as well as that, we had a bit of, a few scenes with Raven, Yang and Weiss, with Raven hinting a bit about Ozpin and his dark past, and the fact that apparently Team Stark was kind of used as an experiment. So I'm assuming in kind of terms of magic and things like that, because that's one thing that seems to have been coming out of the volume at the moment, is that magic definitely exists in this world of RWBY, and that, people are kind of messing around with it and doing terrible things. Then, of course, finally, Yang, Weiss were reunited with RWBY, so we've got 3 of the letters from the title who are back together. We're still missing the B, though. Blake's still off in Menagerie doing her own thing, so it'll be interesting to see if maybe at some point we get her joining with the team again. But obviously we're going to be looking at episode 7 in this episode. We're going to be watching that, so it's called Rest and Resolutions, I believe. Thumbnail's interesting, it's Yang and Nora, so, well, they're having a bit of an arm wrestle, so I'm guessing this might be a bit more of a characterisation-oriented episode, perhaps, maybe. But it'll be interesting to see if anything else turns out to be the case. So, for example, maybe we'll get some more on the villains, maybe we'll get a bit more from Blake, since she didn't appear last episode. But the thing is, it's really about time that I actually got to recording some more of these Let's Watch videos for RWBY Volume 5, because the series has been out for a while now. Of course, you remember the last episode, episode 6, when I uploaded it. The end screen, of course, was from Christmas, and it's just taken me so long to get around to it that I've been falling behind, basically. And I need to get around to it, because I was cruising around on YouTube, and apparently RWBY Chibi Season 3 is currently being broadcast on Rooster Teeth at the moment, so that's another potential thing that I could do here on Propagandist. Again, because it's a Rooster Teeth production, they'll be sort of, they'll be fairly kind of liberal about content usage. I'll be able to kind of create a fan project out of it. But yeah, obviously, if I decide to get around to that, then I will need to wrap up RWBY Volume 5, ideally. So, without further ado, with that, of course, in mind, let's actually get to the episode itself. So I will scoot over to the left of the screen and I'll get my headset on, and we'll make a start on the episode itself, everybody. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Volume 5, Chapter 7, Rest and Resolutions. What have we got? Food.
How do you lose your map at a time like that?
Believe me, I've asked myself the same thing ever since.
Is that a reference to Volume 4?
Hey,
Yeah, because of the amount of maps they threw away.
Muscles. You should have seen this guy take a giant Grim head on.
I couldn't have done it without RWBY wearing it down.
Me? Did you see Ren during that fight? He was out of control.
I'm sorry. I may have lost my temper momentarily.
No, and out of control is an awesome.
Oh. Thank you.
Awkward.
You did not.
So,
Yeah.
that's all, of course, a reference to Volume 4.
Please tell me you let that lady have it.
Of course not. Even if I did really want to.
No way. I don't believe it.
Oh dear. That's a bit of an unflattering position.
It's no replacement for the real thing. But I'll make sure to make good use of it.
That's amazing. Incredible.
And it's just as strong? Sure is.
I had a strange feeling you... Oh, God. Here we go.
Nora, please, now's not the time.
Thumbnail in action.
Show 'em what Team Juniper's made of.
Come on, sis! Oh, you can't lose to a girl in a skirt!
You wear a skirt, RWBY.
Why is you not cheering loud enough? Definitely feel
Am I watching Volume 5 or am I watching Chibi here?
Yep.
They're so similar.
It does have some new features.
Like that, for example. Oh dear.
Did she win?
Oh wow. Well, that's certainly an interesting feature.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Where's Oscar
Easy
and Crow?
there, vomit boy. I believe in you.
Oh, we're doing nickname throwbacks now. Wonderful.
Oh, all the references and callbacks, everybody. Oh, I missed that. What was that?
So did not miss you people.
Oh my gosh, she really does like it. What went and warmed your heart while you were gone?
Hey, you make it sound like I used to be terrible.
Nah, just a lot to deal with at once.
It's been a long time. We've all grown
And just
in
you
our own ways.
at the head of the
You
table.
really think so?
I forgot you were
Well,
there.
Think back to
Ren.
when we were all at Beacon. Would you say you ever
It's only a
did
short
things
episode,
that were
this one.
embarrassing? Or do you think you were perfect?
Oh gosh.
I may have been a little too gung-ho from time to time.
You? I tried to 1v1 and Nevermore on the second day of school.
Yeah, well, don't even get me started.
Well, that embarrassment, that desire to go back and tell yourself not to be so stupid, that just proves you're not the same person you used to be. You're smarter, or kinder, or stronger, and you're not done growing yet. None of us are.
Yeah, it turns out Ren gets
Character
angry when he
development.
feels like talking.
Well, hold on. I know
Yes.
I was pretty great in school.
Even at the dance, when you spilled punch all over yourself in front of...
Yes, especially the dance. Thank you, Yang.
How can 6 kids possibly make so much noise eating dinner?
Oh, here they are. Doing a bit of an action pose there. So has he been introduced actually to the other characters? Because Ruby knows who he is. Team Juniper know who he is. I'm guessing Yang and Weiss now know who he is. Has everyone just sat
So,
around?
The maidens, magic, Salem. It's all true?
Miss Zhao Long, is this more or less what your mother told you?
For the most
Awkward.
part.
You forgot something. You forgot to tell everyone what you did to Crow and my mother.
Oh no.
What is she talking about? Oh, great.
That's not a secret I thought she would give up so easily. Your mother must trust you a great deal.
Not the time for doubts,
To
Yang.
reincarnate, though a curse, isn't without a few key benefits. Much like the maidens, I too possess a certain magical power. Using this power, I was able to gift the Bronwyn twins the ability to see more, to move freely and be unburdened by their natural bodies. Well, gave them the ability to turn into birds. Rather ridiculous sounding out loud, isn't it?
Wait, what? Uncle?
You turned them into birds.
All right, now you're just messing with us.
What else is new?
He's telling the truth. We saw it. Yang's mom changed right in front of us.
Yes.
Why would you do something like that? I mean, what is wrong with you?
Yang, that's enough. We made a choice. We wanted this.
Yeah.
May I?
Wasn't exactly like they were forced to do it, was it?
Granting this power to them was no trivial task, and I can assure you it was not done frivolously. I required assistance in gathering information on Salem's plans, as well as searching for maidens when their hosts became unclear.
Okay, so have you done this with others? Like General Ironwood or Professor Goodwitch?
As helpful as that might be, unfortunately it is not that simple. My power is finite, and if I'm being honest, dwindling. The amount that I
Oh.
gifted to Crow and Raven was, all things considered, rather minuscule. You see, centuries ago, I sacrificed a great deal of magic to 4 young women I
Aha!
hoped would use my gift for good.
Knew it.
They were the first maidens.
Of course, the old tale. I think everyone probably guessed that.
Miss
That Ozpin
Xiaolong,
had something to do with
it was
it.
never my intention to lie to you, to any of you. There are just some matters that I prefer to play close to the chest. I believe that's how you phrased it.
Yeah.
Everyone has a choice. The Bronwyns chose to accept their powers and the responsibilities that came with them. And later, one of them chose to abandon her duties in favor of her own self-interest. Now, all of you have a choice. If anyone wishes to leave, now is the time. There is no shame or disgrace in abstaining. Only in retreat. Very well then.
You don't look convinced.
Yang?
If Ruby sticks around, then I will too. If there's one thing I know about her, it's that she somehow always knows the right thing to do. But if we're going to help, if we're going to keep risking our lives, no more lies. No more half-truths.
Is it really that he lied to you? Or more that he just didn't feel like there was a need for you to
Understood.
know?
So, what now? I mean, what can we do?
That is a difficult question. One that I believe is best answered tomorrow.
What do you mean?
The road ahead is undoubtedly filled with hardships and peril. However, it's been far too long since you have all been together. Please, take tonight. Enjoy this moment.
Oh, and he turns back.
Oh! Raven? Crow? They're birds! Cracked it!
Well, we just realised that.
Hey, Ugly.
Well, of course she wouldn't have realised it. Oh. Oh no. Oh, this is bad news, isn't it?
Is Raven Bronwyn home?
You know, I've had a real bad week. So I think I'm gonna take it out on you.
It's not a good idea. Ah, here we are.
Doesn't look like he wants to cooperate, boss.
Then make him.
I was hoping you'd say that.
I kind of want to see what's in action. I was hoping for some villain stuff in this episode, and we got it. Nah, you're fucked, all of you. Is that it? Oh, okay. That's it, apparently. I thought there was more. Oh no, it's only a 12-minute episode, of course. Yeah, sure. Well, in that case, let's quit the recording there on the screen, and then let's get back to just the webcam. Right. Okay, so that was an interesting episode right there. We learned a few interesting things. So, the villains, of course, are closing in on the Spring Maiden now. Cinder and her goons plus Watts are now about to presumably try and take the Spring Maiden by force, maybe, or try and kind of negotiate for her. I'm not sure. I don't think she'll go with them very willingly, so I imagine there's going to be a battle or a fight of some kind coming up here. In which case, that should be interesting, because I kind of want to see what Watts is like in action, whether he's actually any good of a fighter. Because he's certainly very imperious and aloof, so he talks the talk, but does he walk the walk, so to speak. But also, you know, I think we've also had pretty much, confirmation rather, of what I think many fans will probably have suspected for some time, that the whole Four Maidens kind of tale is linked to Ozpin, that Ozpin was the wizard who originally gave them their powers. So, I think, you know, a lot of people will probably have guessed that already, so it's nice to have kind of confirmation of that. And of course, we've now got the teams sort of back together, so this also did feel a lot like kind of callbacks and in-jokes to the episode, especially at the beginning there with the dinner. And Ren, of course, being very profound. When, like they say, when he talks, he's very profound, but for the most part, he's just quiet and doesn't really say much. But, okay, so yeah, nice little episode overall there. So, I'm wondering, the thing is, we've had 2 episodes now without any Blake, so I'm wondering if the next episode will kind of finally get back to Menagerie a bit, because we need to find out what's going on with her. When's she going to be kind of rejoining her team? I'm guessing maybe, possibly towards the end of the volume, perhaps, would be my guess. Once they go and try to stop the White Fang taking down Haven Academy. I imagine that's probably when they'll link them back up, because at the moment, we need to get Blake back in on the action here. So there's all that to look forward to. Of course, Daddy Blake has still got his target painted across his back, so White Fang's going to be after him. But hopefully, I imagine we'll probably see more of that regard in episode 8, so I'll probably get recording that fairly soon, hopefully. As I said at the start of the video, I really need to get through these outstanding episodes and get them watched, get my reactions recorded and uploaded on Propagandist, because I'm very behind. And obviously, RWBY Chibi Season 3 is out, so that's really given me a bit of a kick up the backside to try and get a move on where I can. So yeah, if that's also something else, of course, which I may do here on Propagandist, reactions to it at some point. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, and of course, if ever you want to recommend something for me to watch, something for me to either do kind of like a let's watch of or a review of, something along those lines, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will try and get around to it. But other than that, thank you everybody for watching this episode. Hope you all join me for the next one, and other than that, not much else for me to say other than, of course, if you're kind of new to Propagandist, you might not be aware I have a other channel, which is my main channel. This channel that you're watching right now, Propagandist, this is actually my second venture. My other main channel is called General Red Strategist, where I do a lot of gaming content. So if you're into that kind of thing, you might, it's up to you. If you want to go and check that out, you can. There's a couple of social media links associated with it. Links to all of these will be in the video descriptions, as always. You can also probably get to them by navigating from the links section on the right of the channel page. So it's up to you. If you're interested in that kind of thing, if you want to have a look at it, you can do. But other than that, thank you everybody, and goodbye.